We are going to have Squirtle Comm Day in Pokemon Go for the Comm Day Classic. And today I'm going to help you out with the top tips, tricks, and strategies to make sure you max out on Comm Day in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Comm Day Classic for Squirtle is going down on this Saturday. Are you excited about this? Let me know in the comments below because this is one of my favorite Pokemon. Great starter, it has a Mega, and it has a costume Pokemon that is integrated into the Comm Day with the Squirtle squad with these sunglasses on. So yes, you can get it, but it will not be coming in the wild spawn. So let's go over all the details of this event. So it's going down from 2 until 5 p.m. local time, which is going to be July 9th. Not only that, you guys are going to want to know the bonuses. We are getting quarter egg hatch distance. We are going to get increased Squirtle spawns pretty much everywhere. In the field research tasks, we will be getting this Squirtle squad, which we will go over some of those details. Not only that, we are also going to be getting 3-hour lore modules and 3-hour incenses, except for the daily incense. So there's a lot going on here, but since it is going to be a Comm Day Classic, we will not be getting the Tier 4 War Turtle raids to extend Comm Day, which in my opinion is kind of fair, but kind of a bummer as well, because even if some of us did get it in the past, that doesn't mean that the people that missed it in the past didn't get it, and now it's the first time for their Comm Day, so why wouldn't we reward them with those raids? I always love that. I think it's a great way to extend Comm Day if you're not able to play for those 3-hour windows to give yourself some more spawns and equal shiny rates. So with all that said, let's get into my top tips, starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be all about prep from now until the event. Guys, open your gifts every single day, spin as many stops as possible, delete out red Pokeballs because we want as many Great and Ultra Balls as possible. This is going to get us the most amount of XL candy, and it's going to get us the most amount of XP and Stardust while catching because it makes these Pokemon the easiest to catch. Granted, the catch rates are going to be bumped, but I want to make sure you guys have every single chance to not miss out on any Pokemon and be able to skip animation catch. If you don't know what that is, you want to check that out up here and continue on with your gameplay because it makes catching so much faster in Pokemon Go. You don't have to watch the ball shake. You just throw it, run from it, and then you're on to the next Pokemon. So in my opinion, I go in with at least 750 Great and Ultra Ball combinations. Then I'm also going to recommend some Pineapple Berries. If you guys do need any extra candy, I am good with candy. I'd prefer to get the Stardust and more shinies because Pineapple Berries, although they are useful, they do slow down the catch rates. So that's something that you are going to have to be aware of. And as far as our items, we are going to need 1 incense. And then if you are going to be using anything, it is going to be incubators for this event. The reason being is that incubators are going to help us hatch 12-kilometer eggs specifically for the Stardust, because if you go to 1/4 egg hatch distance, man, you can hatch 12-kilometer eggs so fast, and on a star piece you can get around 80 to 90,000-ish Stardust. It could go plus 5,000 on either direction depending on how lucky you get on each of the egg hatches, which is very, very lucrative. And don't forget, we also have Pancham Shiny that is now in the 12-kilometer eggs, so that's something I'm going to be doing. I hope you guys are going to be doing that as well. Also, last thing I would recommend is going to be reduce your bag. You want to start going through and axing out a lot of Pokemon that you do have. You do not want to have overflowing bag or very close to being full going into this event because it will impede on your gameplay. Not only that, we have a lot of really good events including Go Fest, Global Go Fest, different Go Fests all around the world, so please make sure to clear out your bag, starting off with asking hard questions and getting into this video right here to help you clear out if you're having troubles, because you want to ask yourself, is it going to be useful? Will you ever trade it? Are you going to power it up? Could it be useful in the future if we go up to level 60? And is it going to be trade leveraged? And if the answer is no to a multiple of those questions, or even one of those questions, probably going to want to part with that Pokemon, and that's going to lead us into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be the location of the event. I want you guys to be in a downtown area. Preferentially, honestly, it would be raining outside because then you can get the optimal Pokemon if you're trying to look for higher IVs in this Pokemon to yield you potentially even better 100% IVs to use for your Megas. But if you are not, regular conditions are going to be the same, or if you wanted to use it in GBL, which we will check out the rankings here in a second, but capitalize on this. Be in a downtown area that not only will be in a nice spawned area with a lot of Pokestops, but then has other areas outside of this, because just remember, you are going to be able to get Squirtle Squad Squirtle with the sunglasses, but that only comes from Pokestops, which means in tip number 3, we are going to talk about some strategies at the start of the event. Also, if you don't have the ability to be in a big area and you want to be in a very condensed area, you're not in a circle or a square where you have multiple Pokestops around that area, I would suggest using the rainy lure modules because those are going to guaranteed to put out the Squirtles at a much higher rate. Even though most of the lure modules will pull them out, they will still probably pull out a couple other Pokemon matching the lure types, but the rainy lure modules also match Squirtle, which is going to be positive here, which is then going to lead us to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be talking about the Mega Pokemon that we can use for this event. So any type of water Mega you will be able to use, including Blastoise in itself. You can also use Gyarados, Kyogre in the primal form. You can also use Slowbro or Swampert. So there's going to be a bunch of different Pokemon that you can use. Whichever one you do have at Mega level 3, make sure to have that Mega active, meaning is all you have to do is Mega Evolve it. You don't have to have it as your buddy. It just has to be an active Mega, and that will help you capitalize on the most XL candy and candy coming from this Pokemon. Not only that, right before the event, you do not want to, in 30-minute window before, catch any Pokemon in the area you're going to be grinding, because all of those spawns can change into Squirtles and can change into shiny Squirtles. Not only that, from midnight, Friday night, going into Saturday morning, basically 12:01, do not complete any field research in the area you will be playing, because those field research tasks will change over into Squirtle Squad Squirtles once the event does start. And if you have completed it, it will not recycle this field research. It will just be done with. That stop will be blocked out. You're not going to get another field research. That's why it's so incredibly important to be able to get that. And not only that, I highly suggest that you guys have best friend bonuses going on, best friends, ultra friends, even great friends. And if you have any of those really close and you can get them to go all at the same time on a lucky egg, that's going to be the most optimal placing, because everybody plays on Comm days. It's an easy way to go forward. So with all that said, now let's get into tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be all about the field research during the event, how to capitalize, and the PvP IVs. So there's going to be a catch 3 Squirtle task, which can give you the Squirtle Squad Squirtle. The 100% IV will be 405. Not only that, you can get 2 Ultra Balls, you can also get 5 Great Balls, 2 Pineapple Berries, or 500 Stardust from that task. And not only that, let's talk about the 100% IVs. So in the wild, if it is not raining, 810 will be the only guaranteed 100% IV, because that is going to be a level 30 Squirtle. However, if it is raining and you got the rain boost in the game, 878 will be the level 35 100% IV, the highest IV Pokemon that is guaranteed 100% to be a 100% if you see the CP. The 810 will no longer be a guaranteed. You're going to have to check that number and then go onwards with that like that. Because if 35 is the max, remember that's as high as you can catch a Squirtle in the wild. That means that's the only guaranteed number. So rainy weather will be all the way to level 35, and the regular non-rainy weather will only be to level 30. And then the PvP IVs to look for. For the Great League for the Blastoise, it's a 1-15-15. For the Ultra League, it's going to be a 0-12-15, and for the Master League, it will be a 15-15-15. And then just remember that the Mega Blastoise is a relatively effective meta attacker. Obviously, we have Swampert and we have Primal Kyogre, which have taken over some of the spots, but we will analyze if this Pokemon going to be good enough to power up in Pokemon Go. And in tip number 4, make sure to put on your 12-kilometer eggs as soon as the event starts. Preferably, you're using super incubators to hatch them even faster. I would prefer you guys walk 1 kilometer on that and then put on a star piece, just to ensure that you do not miss out on any of that Stardust. So with that said, now let's get it to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be post-event. What are we going to do with these Pokemon? I would suggest trading them. Remember, we are in the season right now where you get an extra candy and a guaranteed XL candy regardless of the distance, so you can trade anywhere and get extra XL candy, which is going to be a positive. And when trading, you have 100 trades in a day. I suggest you guys trade as much as possible, because you also have 2 special trades from this season, which you should do. There's no increased trades or reduced Stardust because it's a Comm Day Classic. It doesn't get the exact Comm Day perks, but at the same time, you can still get 100% IV and lucky Pokemon. And remember, lucky Pokemon do power up for half the Stardust. And just remember, if you do get extra small or large Pokemon, I suggest you evolve them all the way to Blastoise and then swap trade them evenly with somebody else, because if you catch a Squirtle, that's 1 towards your medal, evolve it to Wartortle, that's 2, evolve it to Blastoise, that's 3, you swap it, and that counts as another one for a grand total of 4 counts towards that medal in Pokemon Go. So those are going to be all the tips we have, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Get out there, be lucky, enjoy yourself, get those Squirtle Squad Squirtles, and I can't wait to see you guys out there soon. Appreciate you guys being here as always. To all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, participation to next level. I'm gonna see you guys out in the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.